Mr. Boo. There was once a cat called Mr. Boo. Why was he called Mr. Boo? When he first arrived at his new home with Rosie, he poked his head out of the box so suddenly that he made her jump. "How do you do, Mr. Boo?" she laughed. It was a lot of fun. Mr. Boo liked fun. Again and again, he crept up very silently on anything that moved. He pricked up his back cat ears and squished his tail. He crouched and stretched his neck until his face loomed very close. Then he pounced. Boo! Sometimes he did this to wake Rosie up in the morning. It made her jump. "Shoo, Mr. Boo," she scolded. Once he climbed in the goldfish bowl because he wanted to play with fishes. "Shoo, Mr. Boo," said Rosie, flipping the goldfish back into their bowl. Mr. Boo was happy all year round. He liked the summer when the sun made the grass shine and dandelions sprouted everywhere. He liked the autumn when the leaves danced and twirled. He liked the winter with the snow and the warm fires and laps to sit on. But best of all, he liked the spring. In spring there was such a fluttering, flouncing, such a twitching and stirring. Everything moved. And Mr. Boo, I'm sorry to say, got up to all sorts of mischief. He frightened baby birds when they were learning to fly. He scattered the baby rabbits when they were taking their first look at the world. He shook the baby owls from their treetops so that the poor mother had to rescue them. He has whipped, but he wasn't whipped on purpose. He was just adding to the gaiety of spring, joining in the fun and frolics. Time passed until one winter came with dark mornings and early nights. Mr. Boo slept for longer and longer, more than he had ever before. He was finally woken by the twittering of birdsong and the smell of fresh air. Oh dear, he had overslept and spring was in full swing without him. When he tried to swing into action, he felt achy and stiff. He could hardly squeeze through his cat flap. He peered into a squirrel hole and tried to say boo to a baby squirrel, but his eyes were no longer so glittery and not at all scary. The squirrel stared back at him, skipped right over him. He clawed his way to a treetop and tried to say boo to a chaffinch, but his ears were no longer pointy and fierce. He tried to say boo to a diadem spider, but he was so slow and clumsy. "Mind my web," said the spider. "It's delicate." When he tried to say boo to Mother Owl, she pecked him right on the nose. What has happened to me?" pondered Mr. Boo. I've lost some of my pounds. I'm not so much fun anymore." He sloped sadly off home and crept in through his cat flap. The little yellow ball uncurled and sprang to greet him. It was a kitten. "Meet Dandelion," said Rosie. And the little yellow kitten went boo! The end. Bye everyone, and thanks for listening to this.